Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Indian Hill Tomahawk Stadium for this week's big Game of the Week matchup. Indian Hill faces the Warriors of Mariemont, and what is sure to be an absolute doozy of a matchup. I'm Paul Neihart alongside Bobby Schmidt for, as I said, this week's Game of the Week. Bob, you know, these are two teams that are neighborhood rivals, and we should expect just absolutely terrific lacrosse this afternoon.
Yeah, Paul, I don't care what sport it is. Whenever you're playing Mariemont, it's going to be a big game, and this one's got all the fixings for it.
We're underway as Cole Cousineau takes a face-off, and he's going to go right down the middle himself, takes an early shot.
And that's going to be a goal!
There. We'll take that. Well, 5 seconds into this one, we've already got some action. We've got Mariemont, looks like hitting the snooze button early, and they paid for it. That one went right over Randall Williams, Bob.
I think that's what the Indian Hill Braves are trying to do is to start the momentum on their side early. That way they can control the tempo of this game on a pretty rainy and nasty day.
Well, the elements are out there, but on a lightning-quick blitzkrieg by Cole Cousineau, he takes it down himself, bounces one in, and just like that, Indian Hill is up to 1-0.
Well, that's a great thing about Cole. He's able to do that at pretty much any moment. He's going to win most face-offs, and this is kind of deja vu here. Oh.
Mariemont snuffs that one out this time as number 25 of Mariemont hits the deck. That's Mitchell Fry.
Looks like Mike Dorn's back at attack, if I'm not mistaken, Paul.
I believe so. He's got the short stick.
Yeah. He was actually playing midi last week, and it's good to see him back out there. They tried some new things. I guess Coach Howe didn't like what he saw, and Mike's back.
Well, he liked what he saw early in about 5 seconds into this game, a quick Indian Hill goal. So far, so good. Matt McCall swinging around. He gets it to Adam Tolliver, gets a quick shot, and throws it wide of Cole, who scrambles for it but just can't pick it up. And it will be Mariemont ball. You know, Bob, on a day like this, those are the kind of plays that are we'll see quite often. Lots of slippery play. The elements are out there. We've got a lot of rain. It looks like it's going to be raining, drizzling all day. The umbrellas are out, and it helps explain the late arriving crowd.
Yeah, and even though they're playing on turf, don't let it deceive you. It still does get very slick out there, and that, like you said, that will make it difficult for the players to get their footing.
Early on, the bleachers here have been. We've had a bleacher warning.
There is a bleacher warning issued.
They are very slippery when wet.
So if you are walking in the bleachers, be very careful.
Be safe. I mean, it's one of those things that
it's a Saturday. You have nowhere else to be. Just take your time when you're
Indian Hill takes a shot. That's Will Vollmer, gets wide, and as we said, it's slippery out there, and that might have had that shot go wide. Indian Hill with the cutter there and another goal. I believe that was Vollmer on the cut. I think Eddie Ferrugia found him for Indian Hill early 2-0 lead.
The assist for Ferrugia and then the goal for Vollmer. That's nice chemistry there early on. Once again, talking about the Braves trying to get the momentum on their side, and they've done nothing short of that as they put in their second goal in less than 2 minutes.
Well, Mariemont looks a little shell-shocked here, completely bamboozled. We're only 1 minute 10 into this game, and they're down 2, and it doesn't look like they've had any resistance to Indian Hill's blitzkrieg so far.
No. I don't think Mariemont's actually had the ball past the midfield line.
Which is usually bad if you're looking to score a goal.
Right.
And in this game, you are. Which would explain the bad scenario.
Yeah, it's
number
not
35.
Golf.
Number 35 there, Mike Morgan, gets completely turned around, it looked like. As you said, this isn't golf.
Right. The highest score wins.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Cole looked like he had picked there.
Alex Cole's been playing terrific all year.
He has, but that was expected coming into this season after the great performance he put on last year. They weren't expecting him to be anything less than the best defender in the city.
The Hack Sports centerfold.
That he was.
Mm-hmm. Here comes Reed Peterson, shoots one right by Kyle Lear. That was wide, and it's going to go out of bounds, and I believe Mariemont was the closest one to the ball.
Reed Peterson, also known as Sparky.
Sparky, sure.
Do you know the record on this Mariemont lacrosse team?
Bob, I don't. I haven't been following Mariemont as close as I would have liked this year. I know several of their players just from, as we said, the neighborhood scene.
Right.
And, when you go grocery shopping, picking up some
local
groceries
corner
from
store,
the
the gas
sure,
station,
you'll see
right.
them. And that only adds the intensity of a matchup like
nice
this.
Save by Kyle Lear.
Kyle Lear with the save. Good defense by Indian Hill. That force-set shut off. As David Kariakis brings it up himself, he comes across midfield, looking for somebody to dish it off to as he starts to slow down his tempo.
Maybe he's going to take it himself.
Dishes it off, but it looks like he got hit there on the pass,
yeah.
and Mariemont's going to bring it back up. Now, Mariemont has to get something going here. As you said, they've only passed the ball up the midfield about twice now. And as we say 3 times, that they're really doing too much there.
Uh-oh.
There gets it knocked loose. Oh, is this bad?
This could be very bad.
Okay. Well, good recovery.
No, he's fine. Ball in Alex Cole's hands.
Looks like we're going to have a touch of the hat there, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
One of them. I could buy that, I guess.
Offsides.
Well, the ref snuffed that one out. Like we said, we've got the elements here. It's raining. 9 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. Indian Hill up 2-0. Nice drizzle coming down here at Indian Hill Tomahawk Stadium. An ugly day for lacrosse, but we think it'll be anything but a ugly game.
Yeah, I think the elements are going to keep away much of the student section and some of the parents maybe. This game, that may be a good thing with the emotions flowing as a battle of Mariemont and Indian Hill takes place.
Lots of emotions, Bob.
Duh.
I'm getting emotional just sitting up here in this booth. This is our emotional place where we all go when it rains and what have you. It's nice to be up here in a warm, cozy booth.
That is true.
We're going to have laundry here.
Come on.
Going to have a hold. Yeah, you could hear the coaches on Mariemont screaming, hold, hold, hold. And, when the ref's right in front of their bench, it's tough to not to listen.
Yeah, Indian Hill will be a man down for, I believe, a minute. Looks like Danny Johnson.
That's no biggie, Bob, because
no.
The way Indian Hill's been playing so far, I mean, they could play 2 men down, and it'd probably be more exciting, it seems like.
Yeah, it might even things out.
I'd like to see him go like 3-on-3, like an NHL hits, kind of like an arcade-style play. I don't know. I think that'd be a real crowd pleaser, yeah.
One goalie, one defender, one
attackman. You could even
attackman.
play no goalie. I mean, the fans come for the the high
Right,
scores.
that they do.
Chicks dig the long ball, what have you. And we've got a Mariemont goal, like I said. That's what they came to see is the goals, and right there, Mariemont put one in the back. So just like that, Indian Hill actually down 1 man. Lo and behold, Mariemont capitalizes and put one in the back of the net.
There was that 1 man that we were just talking about, maybe not hurting Indian Hill, and right there it proved to do exactly that.
Well, Indian Hill's going to have to rebound here, get the ball down to the offensive side. They show they can score goals, but right now their defense just has to step up. Cole Kuznin is going to take the face off here, Bob.
What you like to see. It's his specialty, as we've talked about many a times, Paul.
Yeah, he squeaks that one
there
right
he is
by.
again.
He's going to take it himself here. He comes down, one-on-one. No, he dishes it
Looking
off.
for Will Vollmer to Mike Dorn.
Ooh, he tries to sweep it in there. Dorn in a bit of a scuffle. I've never seen him in one of those before, so.
No, not traditionally.
Yeah. Mariemont finally getting it down now, so it looks like momentum definitely on the shoulders of the Warriors as they try to get this game back to 2-2, and we start from scratch. Here comes number 33 of Mariemont. That's Stephen Hefner. Ooh.
Wide shot.
That was slung on by Chris McGough. No relation to Ben McGough. He threw that left, and he really sizzled that by there. Another shot off the
nice
stick of
save.
Blair. Yeah, that'll make your heart jump in your throat.
But a high pass. And
Cole can't handle the hot pass. Mariemont with another scoring opportunity, but they blow it as Indian Hill's Cole Kuzno scrambles for the ball. Him and number 43, Owen Gibby, are going at it. Gibby.
I think one of the biggest things the Braves can do today is to play physical.
Oh, there's a physical play for you. They're coming out of his goal box there to stop that play, snuff that out.
That's what you like to see, and that's one of the things that he's really started, doing as of late, is he's really been coming out of the box more and laying hits on, offenders trying to score, and I think it's actually been helping him out rather well.
Well, it gets you more involved in the game instead of sitting back on your heels.
Well, but not only that, but as the game wears on, the attackmen and the middies and the offenders will say, start to become aware of that, and they make them second guess themselves when they're coming through, and that's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, that's going to be offsides. That's not a heads-up play there by number 25, Mitchell Fry, whatever.
Not to be too blunt, but that was just stupid right there.
Sure.
I mean, that's not thinking.
We know stupid when we see it, folks.
And that was definitely one of those.
Sure. Oh, D-stick.
D-stick.
That's more just like a losing your stick, Bob. Things are starting to get more physical here. We expected this all day long.
Oh, the emotions are just going to continue to rise in the intensity of this game. By the come the fourth quarter, it's just going to be incredible.
Fourth quarter. 4 quarters, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's why they play 4 quarters.
You can't win it in the first, but you can definitely make it in the first, if that made any sense.
Nah, not really. But Eddie Ferrugia is taking it down, going ISO. He gets picked off by 3 Mariemont guys. Tolliver comes from behind. Ooh. And he looks like the ball's on the ground. Finally, we get some whistles here. You'd have thought they'd call something after that, yeah. So it looks like Tolliver's going to be whistled for the foul, and Indian Hill's going to be 1 man down here again. The last time we know what happened when they were 1 man down.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be the same result this time.
Play comes in here. Philly Gosti, which sounds like he's from around here. Looks like he's going to swirl it around. Real small little guy, little engine that could, if you will. He's down there with a low center of gravity.
That's a goal.
Number 33, Stephen Hefner takes the top shelf on Kyle Ayer, and we start from scratch here at 2-2 with 6 minutes left in the first quarter. So just like we said, Indian Hill gets down one man, and Deja Vu reappears.
Yeah,
something.
It's a new ball game now. I think they just popped that one, right in the soft spot of the goal there. Kyle didn't see it coming. I think he might have actually been blocked by one of his defenders. But nonetheless, it's going to be a goal for Mariemont, and it's a new ball game.
Well, that quick goal by Indian Hill, sure, it's something that's good to get goals on the board, but it might have actually been, kind of an evil spirit that's kind of got Indian Hill back and kind of a little bit too comfortable, if you will.
I agree.
Because they kind of had their foot on Mariemont's throat, and they kind of let it off, it seems. Well, we got guys falling all over the place here. Oh, look at this.
That might be that slick turf, and I don't understand why that's not a penalty.
The pushing's got something to do with it, too.
Well, the Braves in their game on Tuesday night, they certainly had the short end of the stick with the officiating. It was absolutely horrible, Paul. I know you weren't able to make it, but
I was at the Blue Chip Public Access Awards.
But had you been here, you would have been leaping out of this booth in fury. Many of the parents and fans of Indian Hill agreed. And hopefully we get some new officials this afternoon.
Well, OHSAA always brings out their finest. And, sometimes they have off days just like you and me, although those come few and far between. But
that is true.
Looks like we got more laundry here on Mariemont, I believe. And
it's going to be a slash.
Yeah, Eddie Ferrugia just got slashed, and Mariemont's going to be down a man. So let's see if Indian Hill can return the favor and capitalize on being one man up this time.
Let's hope so. Yeah, one man down the box. There'll be a minute penalty, I believe.
Eddie Ferrugia is going to start things off for Indian Hill.
I think one of the keys to winning any Indian Hill game, but mainly this one with the weather and everything, is going to be getting the ball into Ferrugia's stick early, letting him take control of the game and control the tempo.
Well, it's all about tempo, and Indian Hill kicked things off and set the tempo, but Mariemont took them a little while to adjust, and they did. And
they had no problem returning the favor.
Sure. Cole slings one by the goal, and Indian Hill's Eddie Ferrugia is the closest man to it. So with about 5 minutes left in the first quarter, we get a 2-all score here. Indian Hill's threatening to score here in Mariemont's danger zone. However, Indian Hill's going to swing it back. It looks like set up a play here. That cut play they used for their second goal work is their bread and butter play, it seems, bottom, and it looks like they're trying to set something like that up here.
Not as many plays, though, this year as Indian Hill has had, in the past. Coach Mark Howe just kind of, lets the veterans, out there, a lot of seniors and juniors out there, kind of just do their thing.
Kind of just freestyle with it.
Yeah, I mean.
Ooh, Eddie just takes that one just a little bit too high, and boy, that one was close to going in. Almost hit the crossbar, it looked like.
I promise you, next time he takes that shot, he won't miss.
Mm-hmm. Well, they say 1 out of 5 is not bad, and we haven't been counting his shots.
He's definitely better than that.
Mm-hmm. Matt's swinging it around. He finds Eddie. Right now, Indian Hill's just doing what they can on offense. Matt takes a low shot. Nice save there by Randall Williams, the red-headed goalie, who you couldn't miss from about 300 yards.
Oh,
Indian Hill's got a one-on-one.
He's not going to miss that one.
He's not going to miss that one. 1 out of
Eddie
5,
Ferrugia.
1 out of 3 when you're that close. I mean, it's basically 1 for 1 for Eddie. As Indian Hill goes up 3-2.
Well, that looks a lot easier than than it actually is. The goalie, especially of this magnitude, Division I, will, learn how to read that kind of shot. Eddie, having no trouble throwing him the ball fake and putting that in the goal.
Well, I mean, I tell you what, Bob, when you get an open goal and a ball of that size, I mean, from up here in hindsight, it's always 20-20. It's easier to see.
Yeah.
There comes Reed Peterson running around, just doing some stuff, it looks like. He's running, though, and he's got the ball, so let's see what he wants to do. He dishes it off a little wide, but Mariemont will maintain the possession there.
One of the things I really did like about that Braves last possession, even though they didn't score until the the interception by McCall there, was the amount of passes that they threw, trying to make something happen, not forcing it. That's one of the mistakes I think that they've made earlier in this season, and definitely did not make that same mistake on that drive.
Well, it's all about passing the ball around when you come to this. There's got a man coming hot from behind. He finally dishes it off. And it looks like it's going to be Andrew Kiriakis seeing some touches out there in the lacrosse field.
It's good to see those young guys out there, especially in a big game like this.
He reaches the cutter in, Will Vollmer, who hits it off. Nice save there by Randall Williams, who found out how easy it is to save balls when it's not just a one-on-one situation.
That's true, and when it's not Eddie Ferrugia.
Oh, sure. AK. He's going to look to dish it off here, take it around back the net. He's being swept by number 4 here, Robbie Lewis.
He's got good speed.
Through
the
middle. Jerry Lewis.
Well,
But,
wow. Nice defense by the Warriors on that one.
Sure.
It's nice to see Ryan Bartel back also. He's been battling knee injuries off and on all year.
Well, speaking of injuries, we got ourselves a pile up here.
Yeah.
And out from it comes number 43, Owen Gibby, who's taking it up for Mariemont as they try to get this game back to a 3-all tie.
Well, you know that Alex Cole's not going to let him get by without contesting him, and he certainly didn't. On that one, hitting him in the face a couple times actually looked like, but no call by the officials.
Oh, that's a call you don't see a lot anymore, is the face mask.
Yeah, face mask getting bigger, sticks getting bigger. Just it's bound to happen.
Well, as the game evolves, players always find a way to get around things like that. It's kind of like steroids in baseball.
Right. We won't touch on that.
Out of bounds, and it's going to be Mariemont ball.
Guess they called that a pass.
I guess they did
Up
too.
here, it looked like a shot to me. I don't know.
I think the man being in the area and the velocity or lack thereof of the ball.
Yeah.
Like we said, it's tough on a day like this to determine the velocity of a ball.
Well, the officials, some wearing glasses, maybe fogged up.
I also didn't bring my stopwatch today. I should have. But Mariemont, cutter here, number 4, Robbie Lewis. As I said, no relation to Jerry Lewis. Comes around, swings it around to Gibby, who's seen lots of touches. Or Jamal, for that matter. Terrific, yeah.
Or Ray.
Or Ray.
Or
Marvin, sure. Well, Marvin, I'm not sure about. As Mariemont puts the ball in the goal. And just like that, that was all started by Robbie Lewis, it looked like. As Mariemont swung it around, and, Indian Hill's getting themselves the lead. But, gosh darn it, back comes Mariemont and just keeps scoring goals. As Indian Hill's defense is, right now, they're finding the holes in Indian Hill's defense, it seems like Mariemont is.
I completely agree, Paul. It looks like there's been a lot of substitutions being made on the defensive front for Indian Hill.
Well, they're keeping guys fresh, I guess.
Traditionally, that's not something we normally see. Unless I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
You're used to seeing consistent 3 in there, and I think you have to let the people or the defenders kind of get that gel or kind of mesh, and it's not happening.
Cole Kuzno takes it himself into the faceoff and shoots just wide left as he pulls up on that shot. Took it himself from the faceoff. There comes Matt McCaw. He beats his man. Shoots high over 2, people for Indian Hill, and Indian Hill gets it back. And Matt McCaw also gets it back. So Indian Hill's going to set up their offense once again and try to get something going. Every time they've done this, Bob, it seems like they've been successful.
Yeah, I agree. Like we talked about earlier, the multiple passes, trying to make things happen, getting the ball to the best man, to take the shot is what they're really looking for. And that wasn't what we were talking about there.
Well, they took that shot. I don't know if that's what they were looking for or not. But, when Eddie Fruzier takes his shots, I think their coach is fine with that because, like we said, 1 out of 5. Right now I think he's about, 1 for 4?
Yeah,
so, give him 2 more shots, and I think we'll be okay.
You have to be okay with it because he's the best at what he does. He makes things happen, that most players can't, and that's why he's earned the respect that he has, and he's feared by pretty much every team they play, and that's going to be a goal.
Cole Kuzno takes it himself there. Just swung around the Mariemont defense, which looked a little lackadaisical on that one. To let that happen, the goalie just has to be looking at his defense with crossed eyes.
Yeah, Cole never plays a bad game. He never plays anything less than a good game. But early on, he's coming out. He's two quick goals. We saw that one right off the bat, and then just there. He's playing a great game thus far.
Well, you know what they say: bad players play bad games, and good players play good games. And he's a good player, and he's playing a good game right now. So
that all sounds good, Paul.
See, I just made that up, though.
Yeah.
Right there. that's just what I say.
Write that one down.
They could say it. They'll say it now. But
right.
We got to have some early whistles here. As looks like Indian Hills have a fresh person in the face-off. It's going to be DK, who's their second-string face-off.
Looks like Mariemont had a face-off foul or whatever. And then
well, they probably just jumped the gun early.
Well, yeah.
We'll call it a face-off foul.
He had an F squared. Mike Doran.
I think we'll. Okay. Here comes Danny Johnson
nice
in.
entry.
Or is that Case Kuzino? It's tough to see from here.
Oh.
Both wiry figures. Either way, he hits the deck. Mariemont's going to try to make a late push here. We only have about 30 seconds left here in the first quarter of play. Indian Hill up 4-3. They're making a late push here. Indian Hill's defense comes back.
It
looks like
errant pass.
Errant pass, and it's going to be Indian Hill possession. So 18 seconds left for Indian Hill to try to do something. Bob, what do you do here?
I think you don't do anything too fancy, don't do anything stupid, but look to get the ball in the stick of one of your good shooters and see if they can make something happen.
But they're going to push it up here. It's going to be Danny Johnson.
There's,
throws it down.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Mike Doran takes a dish off from one of his teammates, puts it in the side of the net, and all Marymount could do is look in dismay as Indian Hill scores a late goal here. 2 late goals for that matter in the final minute. And you know what, Bob? We still got 8.4 seconds left to play.
That's that's exactly what we were just talking about. Look to come down, get the ball in the to one of your good shooters, and that was Mike Dorn there, and he was able to put it away with little effort.
Well, you know what they say: good players play every second of the game. Bad players will take that last minute off.
8.4 seconds, you can score, but mathematically, it's not likely.
Well, Indian Hill's going to get a shot off here. We've got 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Final shot for the corner. Ooh, boy, that would have brought the roof off the place.
Yeah,
though. I tell you what.
That would have knocked all 25 fans to their feet.
Nonetheless, we don't have a roof today, and the rain's falling down on the turf. Yet on the turf, it's Indian Hill 5 and the Warriors 3 of Mariemont. As Indian Hill jumped out early to a 2-0 lead, Mariemont fought back to get things up 2-2. But Indian Hill, when all was said and done in the first quarter, was up 5-3, and Mariemont could only look in dismay.
The score, though, right now is deceiving. It probably shouldn't be 5-3. It should probably be more like 5-1, as Indian Hill really did dominate the first quarter of play, not allowing Mariemont to take any really good shots, and keeping the ball, away from their defense and from their goal. But they were able to get, those 3. They had, 2 man down goals.
Indian Hill had 2 penalties in which they were a man down, yes, Bob.
Oh, didn't Mariemont score in both of those?
Yeah, they did. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
We'll have to check with our stat guys on that one. We'll have
Yeah.
that by halftime for you. Speaking of halftime, we've got a terrific halftime show planned for you today. It's going to be about 10 minutes of black, but it should be enjoyable nonetheless. The good thing about black is you can do so much with it, Bob.
Well, I mean, that's a great thing. And, for you viewers at home, it'll help you. You can go to the bathroom, get a fresh beverage, whatever.
Beverage of your choice.
Whatever
from the
makes
fridge,
you happy.
You're not worried about missing too much.
No.
I mean, it is black, but
Burn hands with a magnifying glass.
Sure.
Whatever makes you happy.
in front of the TV, though, you don't want to miss anything in the start of the second half.
Indian Hill sponsored by Gatorade. I'm sure those of you who see the Gatorade bottles down on the sideline.
Actually, Bob, I don't believe so.
No, it's true.
Are they sponsored by Gatorade?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no kidding. Well, that would explain it.
Yeah.
We've got the Powerade in Mariemont, so if anything, this is Gatorade versus Powerade, Indian Hill versus Mariemont.
Yeah, the battle of
which
Pepsi
only
Coke.
gives one more element to this game of emotional ferocity. 2 sides of testosterone going head-to-head in what should be an absolute dandy of a matchup as we kick off the second quarter with Bobby Lewis, I believe, taking the face-off.
Like we said, no relation to Jamal or Ray. Maybe Marvin. DNA test.
We got our stat guys checking on the Marvin situation. Here he comes up, nonetheless. He's going to take it himself here. Takes it behind the net. Looks like Mariemont's going to try to set up some play. At the break of the first to the second quarter, you have to wonder if Mariemont was trying to set up some type of play, some type of answer to this offensive onslaught of Indian Hill. They scored 5 goals. They're on pace for 20 goals in this game, which anytime you can put up any more than 12 is really just a kick in the pants to your defense and almost insulting.
I mean, when this Indian Hill offense is playing well, I think they're second to probably none.
Sure.
I mean, they're probably one of the best in the States. I mean, now, we've haven't gotten to see that a whole lot this year, as it has been kind of a disappointing season for the Braves. But nonetheless, they'll be in the tournament, and all you have to do is get in the tournament to win the championship.
That's what it's all about. Come tournament
really
time.
is.
Sure, it affects your seed this season, but if you can get hot for the tournament,
Exactly.
that's tournament time, baby. That's what everybody looks forward to.
Yeah, I mean, some people hype up, that high seed, more than maybe it's worth.
Well, you'll see the brackets going around school and everybody making their picks, and it really is an exciting time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I look forward to it every year.
Lacrosse playoffs, Division I, this kind of stuff is huge.
We live for this.
We do. These guys are good.
Mariemont's swinging around. Looks like it's going to be number 33, Stephen Hefner, who's already got a Mariemont goal today. In relation to Hugh Hefner, I'm taking it. Once again, we'll check on that. Number 11, Taylor Fullen. Really, it looks like Mariemont's got plenty of fresh faces out there. Looks like they're also switching it up with Indian Hill. And, they're also keeping it fresh, I guess.
Yeah.
On a cold day like this, you'd want to keep your best players in, and you'd hope they'd be in a good enough shape to play, 3.5, 4 quarters.
Well, you think that, cramping or, the muscles tightening up with the cold weather may
Build
be
up
an
of
issue.
lactic acid. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
When you're sponsored by Gatorade, though, Bob, you have to think that's just, it's almost impossible.
But when you're going against Powerade, you kind of.
Well, taste tests and experimental lab surveys have shown that Gatorade has beaten Powerade 3-1. So I think that's almost a dead issue. As we've got offsides on Mariemont, I believe, and Indian Hill's going to get the possession back. As more and more Indian Hill fans are filing into the stadium, looks like we're averaging 4 per quarter, which isn't bad on a day like this.
Now, once again, like we were saying, Paul, though, that's that stupid playing, that Mariemont's kind of shot themselves in the foot with, in the first quarter, and they're continuing to do it in the second. And if they're going to keep on with that, then the Braves are definitely going to take this one away.
We're not robots, we're humans. I mean, we're allowed to make mistakes, but it's the stupid mistakes.
But yeah, it's the
really
mental error. I mean, you make as the famous Coach Studley says,
don't stand there like a cold bottle of pee, sure.
He does say that,
yeah.
But the mental error is unacceptable. If you're playing hard and you get a penalty, so what?
Well, right now, Cole Cousineau has already got himself 2 fresh goals in this game that's just underway here in the second quarter. He's going to dance around the goal by himself, really set the tone here.
Being that close, he's smelling that goal. He's looking to get that ball in again. As he's waiting for something to happen. Looks like he's trying to get a play going.
Randall Williams is also looking for something to happen, too.
Braves not getting anything really moving much.
Well, like we said, looks like they're setting up some type of play. Indian Hill's in 2-by-2 formation with Dorn and Vollmer at the top here. They separate around. Cole's just dancing around back there, trying to get something to happen. Not getting much help, like you said.
That's going to be a slash.
And finally, we have some laundry.
And that'll stop play there.
And Indian Hill will be a man up. So there you go. I mean, Indian Hill didn't do too much. Cole Cousineau basically dancing around behind the goal, but now they're up a man.
If nothing less out of that, they got a man down. They'll give them the opportunity to hopefully get a goal here.
Sure.
Not to be biased.
Oh, we're far from that, Bob. We're 2 lacrosse fans announcing lacrosse. A beautiful lacrosse facility, which happens to be in the ground of our school.
Right.
Nevertheless,
the IH on the field and the IHTN Indian Hill Development
Well, we're
Network.
both wearing Indian Hill shirts, too.
Right.
Despite the disguises, we are not homers. Far
but
from
to Mariemont's fairness, while our blood's in our body, it is blue.
Oh, sure, there it is. Well, there goes Eddie Frugia rocking top shelf. Puts that one in the top left, and just like that, Indian Hill's got a 3-goal lead and starting to see some daylight between themselves and Mariemont.
Yeah, I mean, there's Eddie again, like we talked about, and that was that exact same shot that we saw him miss earlier. And I told you, Paul, that if he took that again, he will not miss, and he didn't let me down.
They never do they, Bob? Coming into the game is Tolliver and Matt McCaw, who, although they haven't scored any goals today, have definitely set things up. That's what they do. They're like the setup men for the firemen in your bullpen.
Matt's kind of one of those factors that, if you don't have him in your offense, you're going to miss him. He doesn't score a lot of goals. No, that's true. But, he really helps set things up. And, he's always that threat, and that makes, opposing defenses.
He's that blue-collar worker that brings his lunch pail and
he really
punches in every day and punches out. And, he's there just by the work he produces,
Mm-hmm. He's kind of like the Ryan Friel of the Reds. He doesn't produce a lot of runs, but
he's
at
got
the same
that
time,
speed.
he's got that speed, and he's got that potential. And without him, you miss him.
Now back to the goal now is number 11, Taylor Fullen. He passes it off to number 43, who's seen plenty of touches today, Owen Gibby. Mariemont's now swinging around trying to get something going here. And, they need to get something going here. They're down 3 to Indian Hill. And, 1 goal here would be big, as it'll narrow things down to 2 and give them some momentum going into the first half. Halftime, that is.
Yeah.
Which symbolizes the end of the first half, which we're going to celebrate with 10 minutes of black today, as we've previously said.
But 3 goals in only the second quarter is not that's not a lot.
Well, Indian Hill scored 2 in 50 seconds.
Exactly. So. I mean this game can change so fast, and Vollmer trying to make something happen.
Ooh, just wide left of the goal, and Indian Hill's still going to get the possession back. So
like Dorn to pick it up.
You'd have to think though, Bob, if Indian Hill put one in here, that'd almost be a backbreaker and really just put the momentum all on the shoulders of Indian Hill, and it'd take a real big momentum turner for Mariemont to get things back on their side.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, that's a bad mistake by a young player, it looks like, right there.
Well, that's that, kind of stupid or mental air play, trying to run before he had the ball. And as you say, Paul, he kind of left that one behind.
Oh, that happens, Bob. Nevertheless, it looks like Indian Hill's going to go back on defense now and try to prevent Mariemont from getting any momentum back on their side. Mariemont's number 33 Steven Hefner bringing it around. Dishes it off to his teammate.
Being blanketed by Danny Johnson.
You know, we talked about Indian Hill only having about one play. It doesn't seem like Mariemont runs too many plays either.
No.
Kind of just a lot of freestyling.
Well, I mean, I think that this Indian Hill team, you know, coaching-wise, you know, athletic ability-wise, is a far superior team. As you know, and we've seen some of that early on. That's not what I was talking about, but.
Well, I mean, they've played together for a long time.
Yeah, they
talk
have.
about chemistry, locker room atmosphere, etc.
But you have to agree with that. I mean, this Indian Hill team is a superior team.
Oh, sure, the intangibles.
I mean, you know, they've got all the key essentials that make you great.
The bare necessities, Bob.
But these guys go beyond that. That's what's great about them.
Well, in between the bare necessities and the bells and whistles is what we'll call it then.
That's fair.
Oh, he kicked
come
it.
on!
He kicked it. Well, we got Pele here, number 7, I believe, Stuart Kronitsky, who goes ahead and just kicks the ball over to the right side. The referee was all over it, and he put the kibosh to any foul play of that sort.
One word for you, Paul. See if you can guess it.
Bush League?
Stupid.
I guess Bush League's more like 2 words.
And there's a goal.
David Kiriakis puts that one in the back of the net. And Indian Hill now has a 4-goal lead. So after the kick by Mariemont, Indian Hill capitalizes and really gets the ball back on their side and puts it in the goal.
Yeah, after Mariemont realized that this isn't soccer, it is in fact lacrosse, David Kiriakis was able to throw one through the goal.
You know, Bob, a funny story. My first time announcing, I saw 2 goals opposite side of the field, a ball. I immediately thought the game was soccer.
It was kicked?
It was not kicked, however, so then I caught on easier that way. However, if they were kicking and carrying sticks, I don't know what to think. But then the people were also speaking English, too, so that helped.
Kind of like playing volleyball with your feet. Just, you wouldn't make sense.
Well, you still can play it with your feet, though, Bob.
I know, but,
Nobody can kick a ball in lacrosse. At least I don't see why you'd want to. But
yeah, it could be painful.
Yeah, well, he was called offsides. I don't know if that was strictly for the kick, but I don't think there was a kicking foul. Nevertheless.
It was an offside penalty because he stepped over the center line there.
And the kick just poured salt on the wound. Matt McCall has got the ball in the back of the net, trying to set up something for Indian Hill, who's now has all of a sudden a 4-goal lead. They've had a 2-0 run here in the second quarter. They get the ball across the middle, and I think, Mariemont's goalie goes ahead and recovers it. Nice pick off by Matt McCall. He just hit it across the middle.
Eddie Ferrugia.
Oh, look at the ball movement by Indian Hill. Great ball movement. Mariemont just got away and
Will Fulmer lays a hit on number 25, Michael Frey.
Mitchell Fry is what we're going to call him, Bob.
Is he Fry?
We're going to go with Fry. That's going to be our universal term here.
That's Fry?
Well, it could be.
We need the phonetics.
Yeah, we didn't get phonetics here before the game. And Mariemont, I believe that's Fry.
Yeah.
Just below the hill.
I think you're right. I just don't read.
Sure. Well, that's why you're an announcer. We've got Matt McCall here. Ooh, nice recovery.
Nice move.
Yeah.
That's what we're used to seeing out of him.
He joked Logan Free out of the shoes there. Adam Tavers got the ball. Indian Hill can really just bust open the floodgates here. No pun intended with the rain, but I think if they really just put their foot on their throat and just not let it up, I think they could easily just make this game theirs here in the second quarter.
Right.
Looks like Cole Kuzma is going to go for the hat trick. Ooh, a diving stab by number 4. Looks like Robbie Lewis just laid all out for that one. I haven't seen a play like that in years.
Will Fulmer trying to make something happen there.
We got whistles here. Timeout. That's probably a good timeout there by the Big Blue, who's down 4 here. Momentum's definitely not on their side. The crowd's just all over this Mariemont team right now.
Mariemont was lucky there because that was, in fact, a D stick.
The Indian Hill student body is having absolutely no mercy on this Mariemont team. Down 7-3 now. I think maybe Mariemont's, they're not giving up, but I think it's almost they're hanging their heads a little. I don't think that's what their coach wants to see.
Rain not letting down.
Neither is this Indian Hill team, Bob. It's raining like cats and dogs, and Indian Hills is ferocious as a wild dog right now, and they're not letting up.
Which is good. I mean, you got to put your foot on your throat, and you got to keep it there, and you got to keep this game comfortable, so you don't have to worry about it in the fourth quarter.
Well, like we said, after the first quarter, Indian Hills on pace to score 20 goals. Right now, if I do my math, Indian Hills on pace to score about 18.7. Which I don't know the logarithm of that or anything, but we could find the inverse of the cotangent. But nonetheless, I think
SoCotoa.
Sure. I think Indian Hills right now, their offense really hasn't let up any, and I think you have to credit Indian Hill also, but I think Mariemont's just starting to show their weaknesses on defense.
One of them being stupid penalties.
Stupid penalties. But even then, Bob, I think Indian Hills is playing very good offense.
Oh,
right
it
now.
goes way deeper than that. I mean, that's just scratching the surface. Coach Tad George, Mariemont's head coach, maybe wanting to make some adjustments, or maybe he'll wait till halftime to talk to his team.
I think he saw something there he liked, and I think that's why he called the timeout.
Well, he quickly called a timeout. I mean, I don't know what it was, but he certainly got a hold of his recipient of the ball and let him know to make the call.
Well, it could have been Tim Schuckman's call, the assistant coach. The volunteer coach, Steve Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
Too many question marks. That's one of those things when you're interviewing the guys after the game in the locker room, you find out.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, Mariemont, as they said, has a possession. We'll look to see if they do anything different here. Maybe do some personnel. Looks like Reed Peterson had that one go over his head. Who recovers it. He's being blanketed by Tolliver, who's all over him like a cheap suit.
Now, Adam Tolliver was telling me earlier in the week that he was really looking forward to this matchup against Reed Peterson.
Well, it looks like right now he's not looking forward to this call because he's going to get called for, I believe, slashing. And he'll spend some time in the boo-boo box for the laundry.
I don't know if I can buy that there, Paul. That did not look like a slashing call. If that was, in fact, the call, I didn't even know there was a penalty on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was laundry out there. And Indian Hill's down a man, and that's usually spelled trouble tonight.
Number 34, Scott Perrin, on to play for the Braves.
Wombat hustles off. Matt Ambrose, there he is.
There we go, yeah.
To the layman.
I was just going to let you have that one.
Yeah, I was freestyling. Anyway, Hill pushes it up. Down a man. They're still going to try to get a drive here, and heck, why not? Up 7-3. That one rolls out of bounds. Just about 3:30 left here to play in this first half of play. IHTN's broadcast coming to you from Indian Hill Tomahawk Stadium. Indian Hill jumped out 2-0. Mariemont came back, even the score 2-2 and 3-all. That's when Indian Hill really put their foot on the accelerator and went up 7-3, and that's where we are right now. Shot low by Reed Peterson, squeaks by Kyle Lear all the way back, and it's going to be Mariemont possession again.
That wasn't even close. He missed that by 2.5 feet.
He's probably just keeping Lear honest.
Probably.
Ooh, Lear takes that one up.
That was a nice save.
Off the stick, sure.
Not such a good clear, but
well,
okay.
If he can make the save here,
That's
which
a
he
goal.
can. Number 43, Owen Gibby with the goal. And just like that, with 3 minutes left in the first half, Mariemont showing signs of life after that timeout. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, Bob. It's tough to say up here in the booth. Where it is warm and cozy out of the rain, however, it's tough to see, just how the adjustments take place.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, you usually are, Bob. You've always been the quiet one.
No, I think that was, we talked about Kyle being aggressive earlier and how how that's helped him out, in his game. I think that was one of those times where, he maybe got a little, trigger happy and came out of the goal maybe when he shouldn't. But
well, he hasn't seen a lot of action tonight. This afternoon.
No, I mean, he hasn't.
Sure.
I mean, that's if you're a goalie, you don't want to see a lot of action. And
it helps keep you in the game, though.
It does.
We'll have to talk to Randall Williams in our post-game interview and see what it's like to have a lot of action as a goalie.
Hopefully we can get an interview with Coach George to see if that timeout was, in fact, the result of or that goal was the result of the
We could
timeout,
set up something with Coach Schuckman, too.
Or Coach Peterson, like we said, all question marks.
Looks like Matt shoves his man out of bounds, and
another timeout by Mariemont.
Another timeout, it looks like. Well, you got those timeouts for a reason. You might as well burn them. And right now there's a lot of burning going on the sides of Mariemont, who burns another timeout. And, with 2:40 left to play, down 3. You get a goal here, you get a goal there. You could have one of those things and get momentum back on your side, Bob. Duh.
What he said.
Sure. Well, Mariemont, it looks like this is just kind of a breather. Not a lot of chalkboard going around. Indian Hill's doing most of the coaching here. You can see their coach really pointing around.
Well, you got the timeouts. Might as well use them.
This is when I'd use the win one for the Gipper speech, Bob. You're up 7-4.
Do it for Mickey.
Do it for, yeah, sure. Win one for the Gipper, Bob.
Coach Howe looked like he's directing a conversation that,
well, he's trying to fire up his troops is what he's trying to do.
Yeah, he is, but it looked like he had some words to say to somebody. Can't really tell who that was.
We won't say names.
Yeah.
Most likely just because we don't know who it is, but.
Right.
Well, either way, Indian Hill's got to try to fight off this Mariemont, momentum swing. They're up 7-4. that one goal was really no big deal, but it could be if you let your head hang and get momentum back on Mariemont's side. Bob, I've noticed the temperature's decreased to get 5-6 temperature degrees. It just seems like maybe that decrease could have thrown Indian Hill off a touch. Your muscles get that much cooler, and you can't react as quickly. And I mean, that could explain Indian Hill's defense letting in 4 early goals.
Well, I mean, I think early on, these guys were warm and whatnot, but I think as the temperature decreases and they start to get wetter and wetter from the continuous rainfall, that it is going to slow down the scoring and some of the pace of this game, just because conditions become hard to play in.
I think when it comes to halftime, they get back inside the locker room and get some more Gatorade.
This is one of those games where you really look forward to halftime, just because it gets you out of the elements and it gets you a breather.
Oh, definitely. Here comes around the goal. Good defense by Bartel. He got beat but recovered nicely, and he got the ball out of the hands of Gibby there. Looks like we got a bit of a hustle and bustle here. Looks like we're attacking for the ball. And it looks like Tenai came up with it. So when all was said and done, Indian Hill maintains possession. And it's going to be Matt McCaw pushing up the field. He's looking for a man. He's going to try to keep the tempo. Indian Hill just under 2 minutes left to play here in the first half, up 7-4. Still looking for another goal. Mike Dorn with the possession. Swings it around up top, and Indian Hill's going to set up their offense from there.
I'd like to have seen Matt maybe try and make a little bit more happen out of that there.
Doesn't seem like he likes to do that, Bob.
But, he has that big play potential, and that's, I'm sure it's what, the fans, and, I mean, that's good. What?
Well, looks like in soccer that would have been a dangerous play. But like we said earlier, this isn't soccer. Yeah, he was hitting the deck, and he still got one off.
To me, it looked like he had been fouled.
Well, it looks like there's going to be some call here, and it's going to be an Indian Hill ball. So things are starting to get more physical, and guys are trying to get their licks in before the half's over.
Yeah, I think Cole, I'm still hung up on that lack of the penalty there. I mean, Cole, I don't know.
Don't let it get to you, Bob. I mean, those all even out, they say. Here comes Cole Kuzina around, shot, and there's your foul you're looking for.
Thank you.
Sure.
That was a makeup call.
Well, we could say that, but he still got hacked pretty good in that play. So either way, Indian Hill's going to have a foul, and there's a foul going to be on Marymount. Indian Hill's going to be up a man. Bob was just telling me how much he enjoyed the game of lacrosse.
Yeah, I mean, it's an awesome game. I mean, it's even more fun to announce.
I tell you what, Bob, I mean, I don't know where else I'd rather be right now. Out in the rain on the slippery bleachers or right up on top here.
I mean, Paul, when you and I started watching this game, I think we were fans. Now we're super fans / analysts. So I think that gives us the right to have an opinion on everything.
Yeah, well, I think so. I mean, I don't know if they have hats for world's #1 fan or anything. I know they have that like world's greatest grandpa and world's #1 dad, but if there was a world #1 hat, you and I would both be wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
But you got 40 seconds left to play here in the first half. Indian Hill up 7-4, and it's still going to be Indian Hill ball.
I assume that was a shot.
I assume so, too, because Eddie Frugio was closest to it. It looked like it had the velocity of a shot there. Like I said, I don't have my stopwatch with me, but it just sailed way wide of the goal.
Back to Cole Kuzno trying to make something happen. Looks like Mariemont is no longer a man down. Everything back even.
Tolliver, he's going to let one go now. Ooh, he had Matt McCaw there just a little wide. Matt was in position. He just couldn't get it to him. And that was a pass, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Matt was ready for that pass or if he thought that Adam was going to make the attempt.
Maybe a little bit too much mustard on the hot dog there. That one had a lot of zing to it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he did make the pass, but no big deal with only 23 seconds left in the half. I think the Braves will be able to hold Mariemont here.
Well, let's see here. 20 seconds left to play here. It's going to be number 8, Chris McGough, taking it up, and he passes it off to his teammate, number 7, Stuart Kernansky, who dishes it off. And it looks like that's going to fall into no man's land, and that's going to bring the clock to a stop at 7.8 seconds left here at the end of our first half. But
we've seen goals with less time.
I never have, Bob, but
I have.
You have, okay. Either way, I think Indian Hill's got a 7-4 lead here, and looks like they're just going to go to victory formation, taking knee with Matt McCaw. Or no, okay, the clock starts. He slings it down.
One long one to Mike Dorn, trying to make something happen.
And they launch it long. And as all is said and done here at the end of the first half, Indian Hill jumped out early. Mariemont came back, but when all was said and done, Indian Hill was up 7-4, and that's how we get to halftime. We'll see you more for exciting second half action from Indian Hill Tomahawk Stadium. See you in a bit.
Is it 7:30 or 7 up there?
And we kick off the second half of play here from Indian Hill Tomahawk Stadium. Indian Hill up 7-4 after a bit of a rocky start to the first half for Mariemont. They came back, and Indian Hill had the final say and went up by 3 to close off the first half of play.
Looks like they're picking up right where they left off, Paul. Physical and well-fought game thus far.
Well, we expected physical, we expected well-fought, and we expected another goal from Indian Hill.
Deja vu!
And number 8, Adam Tolliver for Indian Hill, puts that one on the back of the goal and really sets the tone here early for Indian Hill.
We saw that the start of the first quarter when Cole Kuzno was able to take the face off and run right down the field and score with it. Adam Tolliver doing close to the same here.
You almost have to think that Mariemont's getting a little flat at a halftime. That could be the Powerade and Gatorade difference we referred to earlier in the first half. But, yeah, they're coming out flat to start things off, and they're not waking up until about 3 minutes in, and that's killing them.
Well, when you get down to the nitty-gritty, Paul, it really comes down to, who has more electrolytes still flowing. And right now I think it's the Braves.
Sure. Well, it's Cole Kuzno taking it down.
Good ball fake.
Well, we know his sodium levels are high. Oh, there comes the ball right by the goal. That just squeaked right by there.
That's going to be a shot, so Braves will keep possession.
Sure.
Really hoping Cole will be able to pick up that third goal, get that hat trick we were speaking about earlier.
We love to see hat tricks here. It's
we really
a real
do.
Crowd pleaser. Like I said, people like to see goals, and they also like to see 3 goals from one person. Thus, the hat trick. Looks like Eddie Ferrugio is getting hacked all over the place, and they're going to call a foul on, I believe, number 29 of Mariemont, or 25, excuse me. That's Mike Mitchell Fry. And it looks like Indian Hill's going to be a man up, Bob.
Could you have a triple-double in lacrosse, maybe 3 assists, 3 goals?
Well,
we'll say,
there's 3
and,
goals,
3
and
penalties.
then there's 2 assists. You could go with the penalties. You could go with there's the defensive D sticks. So that's 3 D sticks and a. Well, that's almost unheard of. I mean, we could go with 2 D sticks. I mean,
Mike Dorn, I think he probably has 3 over the course of 2 years.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I mean, 3 in a game would have run, almost.
Well, how many unassisted triple plays do you see in baseball, Bob? I mean, point taken.
Yeah, exactly.
Now McCall fights a cutter. Ooh, just can't get it. Eddie Ferrugio gets it back to McCall, however.
Back to McCall.
Shot. Dorn.
Nice shot.
Top shelf. And Randall Williams just couldn't do anything with that one as it went right into the goal at Indian Hill. And the first 10 minutes of this third quarter of play has scored 2 quick goals, and they are now up 9-4.
There's Mike Dorn again, kind of the the silent one of the threesome between Ferrugio and Vollmer, and then himself. But that's his second goal of the game. He's also working on.
He's also in the hat trick, and a possibility of a triple double, as we know he's got that D stick potential.
As Eddie is too, also with 2 goals.
And an assist. Face-off, violation,
False
Indian Hill
start.
ball, yeah. So there you have it. Indian Hill is winning all the stops here. The face-offs, the goals. That's about it, and that's all you need to win.
Only the good die young, Paul.
We hope you enjoyed the halftime show.
10 minutes of black.
10 minutes of black, Bob.
You don't understand how hard it was to get that, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, just to get the rights from the FCC was hard enough.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd have some guys pull some switches, make some phone calls, and the IHTN label approved its power, and we just hope you enjoyed it. It's something we've the first time doing it this year. We had a couple times last year, but due to popular demand, it's back.
Now, why aren't there cheerleaders in lacrosse?
I wanted the same thing, Bob. You don't see the band doesn't come for baseball, and the cheerleaders don't come for lacrosse. I mean, it's not like they don't have a lot to cheer for. Well, speaking of not having anything to cheer for, Drake Perry puts one on the side of the net, and Fairmont has a goal. The honorable, sure. As it's now 9-5 Indian Hill, but the cheerleaders, I think they could. I don't think they'd hurt. There's a risk of them getting hit by a ball, but that
has to be a risk you're willing to take.
Well, when you've got 10 cheerleaders, one goes down. I mean, that only allows the other ones to step it up. And we've seen the Indian Hill cheerleaders do that multiple times this year at the basketball games and football games. And that's about it. You don't see them in too many other settings.
No.
especially when it comes to spring sports. I don't think they're anywhere.
I mean, with the nice weather out, you'd think they'd want to be out here.
Oh, yeah. Tonight, I mean, I could explain something like this afternoon. I mean, I understand that.
Exactly.
You could twist an ankle, pull something, break a nail, what have you. But I think it just seems like on a nice sunny day, where else would you rather be if you're a cheerleader?
Yeah, they can be out here getting their suntan, bumping up their team, showing their school spirit, but instead they're at home doing nothing.
Sure. Well, it's prom night, Bob, and,
most of them are probably getting their hair done.
If you're a girl, I mean, it's definitely not nothing. It's very serious. I mean, you're going to have to get everything done and, try to look better than the other girl is your main goal, I guess. So.
Right. Competition.
Sure. It's the nature of the beast. Number 33, Stephen Hefner, passes it off to number 15, Reed Peterson. Hasn't been very loud today. He's one of their feistier players. Who finally gets the ball, excuse me. He's one of their feistier players, kind of the team leader. You kind of expect that of a guy who's a senior.
We talking Peterson?
We're talking Peterson, Bob. Hi, welcome back. Peterson, can't handle it. That's a case if you're like 4 inches taller, you could probably handle it. But nonetheless, he picks it up anyway. And swings it around.
It's amazing Peterson's as good as he is, with the height disadvantage.
Sure. Well, it's a spunk. You make up for it with hustle, which is real an inspiration to other small people, like Shirley Temple. Who, if she could play lacrosse, God bless her, I'm sure she'd be out there with a stick right now.
Vernon Troyer.
Yeah, we could go on and on. Ooh, nice play there by Indian Hill. Good hustle play by number 23 of Indian Hill. Bob, are we okay? Sure. Bob's in his own world over here, which is good.
I think my hamburger was laced with something.
When Indian Hill is up 9-5, you can afford to be in your own world. But Mariemont scores another goal here, another goal there. I mean, we might have to get back on task.
I don't think they have the firepower. I really don't.
We just said earlier, though, this is a hustle sport. You play hustle and you don't make mistakes. I mean, athleticism, might not be able to hold up to the hustle and what have you.
But they've played sloppy pretty much all day.
It's a sloppy atmosphere, sure.
The Braves are playing well, but at the same time, Mariemont, not trying to return the favor.
And it looks like a penalty or just a foul on Indian Hill, and it's going to be Mariemont possession.
It was on the floor, so it's okay.
Yeah. On the carpet, Bob. We don't have a goalie in, which is a problem, and there's going to be a foul. So they're going to count the goal. No, it's like we were saying earlier. We wanted to see that arcade style of play with no goalie, and Indian Hill thought it'd be a good idea. Nevertheless, Mariemont pulling in.
Braves kind of getting the worst of both worlds there, as not only does their goalie pick up a penalty and there'll be a man down, but at the same time, Mariemont also scores a goal.
If we could see a replay there, which I don't think we can.
Mental replay.
Yeah, if you've got a photographic memory, you got it made.
Lear came out of the box. He tried to make a great play, questionably, on the penalty.
He had a penalty.
And, he was unable to knock the ball out of that guy's stick. And Mariemont, his absence of the goal, was able to put it away.
I believe they have Mike Hopewell in now at goal. I believe he's their second goalie.
Don't look at him as a substitute or a replacement. Had it not be for a senior goalie.
He's merely
Kyle
filling
Lear.
a void, sure.
Right, exactly. He would be playing for most teams.
Well, looks like Indian Hill's got a face-off, and we've got to now have ourselves a bit of a ball game here. It's 9-6, and Mariemont's Reed Peterson's starting to get a little bit more fired up, and he's the heart and soul of this team. When he yells, they yells. When he scores goals, it seems like they only follow his lead.
David Kiriakis desperately trying to make something happen. Throws a high pass. Looks like Mike Dorn will get to it, though, as he does.
Looks like
he's mugged.
Yeah, Indian Hill's a man down here, so this just only spells trouble. And we have a penalty here, I believe, on
Mariemont.
Okay, well, they ended the suspense there. And I don't think it's on Mariemont, though, Bob. No, they get the ball.
What's the call?
They're going to discuss the call. The anticipation is killing me. We've got the break in the action. Let's go ahead and remind our viewing audience that this IHTN broadcast is brought to you in partnership with ICRC, the Intercommunity Cable Regulatory Commission, and IHTN, all our equipment funded by the Indian Hill Boosters and the PTO Association. Without them, you wouldn't be hearing us on public access. which could be a good or a bad thing. Even then, it looks like we've got things cleared up.
Still baffled by what happened there.
Well,
I mean, there was a flag thrown, but nobody came off the field.
It's Mariemont ball in the last, Bob, and with a 9-6 deficit for Mariemont, you know, if they get a goal here, this is a very big possession. We still have 7 minutes left in the third quarter, so there's
Nice
plenty we
save.
can do. Yeah, Hopewell goes low with that one and saves that one. Sure.
It's going to stay Mariemont ball, it looks like.
It's an early test here, Hopewell. And the goal, I mean, he's one of the backup goalie. I mean, you wouldn't think that he'd see too many touches, but, you know, you're the backup goalie. You have to expect that you're going to see some action in the game.
You know, he's got that fearless playing style. I mean, the ball, you know, the fact that the ball coming at him, you know, does not faze him. You know, he plays aggressive, but, you know, at the same time he plays smart, and that's what's going to enable him to be a great goalie for Indian Hill in years to come.
Well, he doesn't fear the ball, which really helps out being a goalie.
I mean, you know, and some people, you know, they may go, well, how can you be a goalie anyway if you fear the ball? Well, you know, some goalies actually, you know, may have that little bit or may turn their head at the last second.
We call them bad goalies, Bob.
Right, but, you know, I didn't want to go to that extent, but.
Well, they have a tendency to let the ball go in the goal more. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know. Depends on what style of play your team follows.
Right. Kuzna looking to make something happen.
There's a guy not afraid of the ball, not afraid of too much, especially scoring goals. 1 goal away from the hat trick. Cole Kuzno kicked off the scoring for Indian Hill with the goal 5 seconds into this one. Matt McCaw, the unsung hero of this Indian Hill, taking the ball around, trying to set up Indian Hill's offensive front.
Matt McCaw trying to spark something here, maybe pick up an assist or even a goal.
He just wants his team to pick up a goal or an assist, Bob.
That's going to be over the back.
Over the back. You haven't seen that call in a while.
Actually, a crease violation.
A crease violation, that too. Well, looks like Indian Hill's definitely lost momentum here, trying to get some back.
Adam Tolliver really could have laid the hurting on number 3 there.
It's Drake Perry.
Drake Perry.
Sure. Well, he's trying to, that's for sure.
As I was telling you earlier, I mean, Adam really was looking forward to this game and these matchups, and you know, against some of these people, I think it's almost fair to call it a grudge that he has against a couple of the Mariemont players. And here comes Alex Cole.
Alex Cole, whose name we haven't called much today.
No, maybe looking to score a goal of his own. No, he's going to get the opportunity. No, he's not.
Ooh, he dishes it off. Great pass, though.
He unselfishly passed the ball away, and that's where it's all of the. I don't like that.
Well, here comes a cutter. Ooh. Another close goal for Indian Hill. They're getting good passes here, just can't finish. But they're tough goals to go for.
I really would have liked to have seen Train shoot that there.
A-Train, of course, is what you're referring to.
Right. Your momentum just skyrockets when one of your defenders is able to score.
Comes number 10, Cole Cousineau, swings it around.
Mike Doran
slings it from back, and he just can't make it. Try to get that from 15 yards and slings it just wide. You know, that's a situation where if you're a goalie, it pays not to be afraid of the ball because you're going to have to put some stick on that one.
Ferrugia looking to make something. Oh,
ooh, another just saved
so
by there.
close.
Yeah, number 60, Randall Williams.
Mariemont doing all that they can to try and keep Ferrugia from getting that wide open shot that you know he can hurt you with, and they're doing a rather good job of that today. Even though he has 2 goals, I mean Eddie certainly had some opportunities, and
then Cole Cousineau picks up the hat trick, just like we said.
There we go.
So he was due for it. He bounced one in, and Randall Williams has found himself a nemesis as Cole Cousineau has put in 3 to the back of the net today. And just like that, Indian Hill gets double digits with 10, and Mariemont still remains at 6.
Cole playing nothing less than a fantastic game. Like we just said, picked up the hat trick, and he'll come off the field and catch a blow. Coach Howe doesn't acknowledge it, but at the same time, I mean that's what you expect from a player like Cousineau, and he'll enjoy that one tonight.
Looking at our scoreboard on the TV here, it's Indian Hill 10, and that stands for Mariemont 6. If you're just tuning in with us, that's not Mountain. There is no Mount on Indian Hill's schedule this year, just Mariemont. So if you are just tuning in, you've missed a great game thus far. Indian Hill jumped out early, and ever since, I mean, Mariemont's fought back and tied a couple of times, but it's really been Indian Hill's game to lose, it seems, as we just have about 4 minutes left to play in the third quarter here, and a very ugly, miserably gloomy day here.
Looks like Coach Howe's getting some new personnel in for the Braves. Some of these numbers I don't think I've ever actually seen before, Paul.
Well, these are the kind of numbers that I used to wear, Bob, and I can tell you one thing. This is the kind of game where you like to get guys in. You got a fairly comfortable lead, but not comfortable to the point where you want to just put in all your scrubs. But and just as we say that, Reed Peterson puts one in the goal, as Indian Hill has actually had a penalty called on him, I believe. So, and just like that, Mariemont fires right back, and it's 10-7. So we could see more of those normal numbers here, Bob.
It's not one of those situations like we talked about earlier. Mariemont been able to capitalize now the second time on picking up a penalty and getting the goal. Braves, they need to. I don't know, make some adjustments or, finish out the play. I don't know what you want to call it.
More Gatorade is what I call it, Bob.
Gatorade.
Right now, Indian Hill's coming down the nitty-gritty. As you approach the fourth quarter, that's where championship teams are made. Indian Hill getting some more fresh personnel on. Eddie Ferrugia coming back in. Looks like Danny Johnson, David Kiriakis with the face-off, and Matt Ambrose, Wombat, what have you, is playing wing, which isn't an actual position, but we'll refer to him as a wing.
The long stick midi.
Sure.
The only change that we haven't seen thus far, Paul, is a change in the Indian Hill attack. Still going 3 strong with Vollmer, Doran, and Ferrugia.
Sure. Well, the same at goalie is Hopewell. So that's one of those things that after the game, let's figure out what the deal is with that.
Right.
I don't think Lear has his stick. He's just on the side.
No, I mean, he's actually, he's actually sitting down on the bench. Which I don't understand what is going on, but that's a quick goal.
That's a quick goal there once again. Looks like that's number 8, Chris McGough, I believe, of Mariemont puts that in the goal. And the Mariemont is only down 2, and most importantly, they have a bit of momentum on their side.
I don't know that that's Hopewell's fault there. He's kind of hung out to dry.
Oh, no, I mean, you can't do much about that.
Mariemont offender was able to shoot that at point-blank range. Credit Mariemont on a great play, way to sneak in the backside, but don't blame Hopewell on that one. Coach Howe looks like he's questioning defender Ryan Bartel as to what exactly went on out there.
Well, it looks like something went on, and it resulted in a goal. And somebody missed an assignment, but Indian Hill's got a 2-goal lead right now, and they've got to kind of wake up here, get themselves into their goal or just some type of offensive drive, where they can get Indian Hill's defense a quick rest, which they haven't had much of the later portion of this quarter.
Yeah.
Matt McCall and Cole Kuzin will come back in the game. Cole's naturally taking the face-off. Matt scrambles for it, flips it up to Cole, which was a nice little flip off there.
Adam Tolliver back onto the playing surface.
Cole spinning around. He'll probably just taking himself here and calm things down for Indian Hill. He's known for doing this, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the great thing is he's able to take the ball and let things settle down, let regain your composure, and then make another attempt.
Well, he's a quarterback on the football field, and he's the quarterback on the lacrosse field.
And that's fair, you get used to that leadership role, and that just that kind of just becomes a part of your playing style no matter what you do, and it's obvious in Cole, but he's able to do it, and he's able to do it well.
Matt McCall dishes it off just above Cole Kuzino, but he flies it down. That's why they have that stick on that net thing, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
They catch it.
The stick on that net thing.
Yep. Well, technically speaking, of course.
Right.
Cole Kuzino swings it around, regains his footing, which has got to be tough on a day like this. It's a wet field.
Being covered pretty tough there by number 7, Stuart Krasinski.
Well, they're still playing man up on him.
Is that Polish?
I'll have to check on that one, Bob. Just look at the phonetics right there. I can tell you it's from around these parts. Eddie Ferrugia swings it around. Great defense by Mariemont here.
Yeah, they're playing
They're helping
tough.
out. They're doubling down. Oh, there's a hole here, but still a nice save there by Randall Williams.
Not much velocity on that shot there by Tolliver, and that's going to
get some laundry here.
It's going to be a penalty on Mariemont defender, number 35.
Mike Morgan. So Braves are going to be a man up here, and that's big because Mariemont had everything going for them there, and they're up 10-8. They're down 10-8, and just being down one man is definitely not going to help their cause.
No, not in the least.
Yeah.
Well, it looked like the penalty was on Mike Morgan, but it's actually Stuart Krasinski who was in the penalty box for the Mariemont Warriors.
Here comes Eddie swinging around to Cole. And he'll swinging around here trying to get something going. Adam Tolliver, Indian Hill's really had success across the middle today. That's where they've gotten most of their goals. So if there's a weak part in the Mariemont defense, that's it. Indian Hill flings it wide, and no kick here this time. Mariemont comes up with it.
Maybe they've learned their lesson a little bit.
The ball now is, we've got the tide completely turning. However, Alex Cole does recover it nicely and dishes it off to Matt McCall.
Yeah.
So Indian Hill's going to get another chance here on offense, it looks like. Oh, here comes Matt McCaw.
Looked like he was hit in the face there.
Oh, he fights it off. He's got a face
yeah.
mask for
No,
that
that's
reason.
it phased him, but
Yeah.
it's never fun.
Never phased me, Bob.
You played?
Just watching it now, it didn't phase me. I have played, though. Here we go. Ooh, just went right by Cole Kuzno. That's one of those situations there where you just want to get the ball so quickly and fire it in, but when you forget the ball, it's half the equation, Bob.
And from the expression of Coach Howe down there on the Indian Hill sideline, I don't think he's liking what he's seeing late in the third quarter from his Braves.
Well, the fans right here are starting to get more riled up.
Yeah, as the fourth quarter sets in, Mariemont begins to realize that they're going to lose this game. You're going to hear more complaints from their parents.
Well, we've got 30 seconds.
Section.
We've got 30 seconds left here in the game. Mariemont's down 2, and they're going to call a quick timeout here, which is a good timeout.
Quick timeout.
Gives your team a good break and gives your team a chance to set up a play.
Yeah, with 25 seconds left, I can buy that. That's fair.
Yeah. Well, as long as we agree, Bob, it's good. Looks like the head scorekeeper, Debbie, down there trying to get her finger on everything, trying to figure out what's going on. She's got her rain gear on, Indian Hill parka, it looks like.
Seems to be slightly confused.
It comes in hand. Oh, slightly. That's an understatement, Bob. I say she's minorly derailed at this point, trying to figure out what's going on. And so are we. But, the elements will do that to you when you get wet and soggy and your clothes get heavier. Oh, sure. As you said, we've got plenty of people in these stands. And, as the emotions get louder, so do the fans and their voices. So we'll see how that plays out. We said this was prom night, as we referred to earlier. And
that it is.
You'd have to think, if there were cheerleaders out there, obviously their minds would be on it. But, I don't know if the guys are on it, too. I mean, this is a 1 o'clock game. I mean, your minds could be on other matters. And, that might be affecting their style of play. Mariemont's probably just going to go home.
If you're out
after
there
this,
and you're playing a varsity sport and, your heart's in that game and you're not thinking about what's coming after.
But then if you're bad, Bob, you are.
Well, if you're sitting on the sideline, you might be thinking about what your date's wearing or, what you're going to be wearing
or both. It could be a combination of those things.
Right,
You're matching with them.
Exactly.
Which is, a big part of the equation. I'm announcing right now, not too worried about it. We're both good announcers, so we're focused on 100% the game.
Right.
Mariemont swings it down. Looks like he's going to.
Oh, Kyle Lear's back.
Kyle Lear's back.
I didn't notice his re-entry.
He's always been very furtive about that kind of thing, Bob. It's like the opponent doesn't want him to let him know they're in. 10 seconds left here in the quarter. Mariemont's kind of dawdling around here. They've got to get a shot off. They get around the goal. However, nice defense by Tenike there. And that's going to go out of bounds with 1 second left. All right. We're keeping score down there, sure.
Nothing stupid. Just toss it in and let the clock die.
I go for a long shot, Bob. There we go. That's what I'd like to see. And it sails long. And, this quarter started off very well for Indian Hill. Yet the little engine that could have, looks like number 15, Reed Peterson, came out firing for this Mariemont team and really played well. And this Mariemont team picked up their style of play, and going into the fourth quarter, they're only down 2, which in the game of lacrosse is equivalent to very, very little. And we've got ourselves a fresh ball game, an exciting ball game going into the fourth quarter.
Mariemont certainly making a late run here as the fourth quarter dawns upon us. Like you said, only a 2-point game, and it's starting to get interesting, Paul.
You can see a couple of Indian Hill fans out there holding up their hands for the fourth quarter, of course. They're pumped for it. And, you and I both are, too. We saw a lot of great matchups last year, the Dublin-Scioto overtime game / fight. There was a Moeller game that I believe was overtime, too. There was a lot of other good games there, too. We saw a lot of great games. And there's the soccer games, too.
And not only that, we've had just absolutely phenomenal seats for all of these. I mean, we got the best seats in the house.
The best seats in the house, Bob. With the credentials to vie for them, too.
I mean, we've earned them.
Well, nowhere else I'd rather be than a nice, cozy press booth opposed to a nice, slippery, cold, wet bench. Slippery being the key. So there is a slippery bleacher warning for the entire Indian Hill Tomahawk Stadium area.
Bleacher warning still in effect.
Yeah. As long as the rain's coming down, I see no reason to take that off. We're going to kick off here at the second half, or the fourth quarter. The final quarter of the second half, Indian Hill up 10-8. Not getting a lot done at the end of the third quarter there. Mariemont, the antithesis, however, getting themselves a couple of goals and really turning this back into a game.
No, but Paul, at the same time, as you and I were saying, we saw that kind of change in personnel that the Braves, did. And you think that has something to do with it?
Well, you'd like to think so, Bob. I mean, I don't think Indian Hill let up or anything like that. Just a different look by Mariemont. Just kind of got Indian Hill back on their heels, and switching goalies I don't think helped much. Getting a cold goalie in the middle of the third quarter, I don't care how good you are, that's tough to do.
I mean,
yeah.
Currently Ryan Bartel on the sideline. I'm trying to see who else I noticed down there. Alex Cole still in. Franco's still in. Looks like Michael Muth down there.
Looks like Indian Hill got a shot off there. Nice save again by Randall Williams, who probably has about a lot of those today.
Mm-hmm. He really has been fired on a lot today.
He has been, and he's deferred a lot of those. So, I mean, he's done his job, no doubt. Don't let the double-digit score fool you.
That was a weak shot. I think that might have been a pass attempt.
I think that was just a misfired pass. Even then, it's going to go down as a save for Kyle Lear. Indian Hill tries to hit Matt McCaw across the middle.
It's a poor pass by number 19. I'm not sure who that is.
That's a great play there by Matt McCaw. Eddie Frugia couldn't cross over, so Matt McCaw went across the timeline, so Eddie could come over. Heads-up play. That's just the wily experience of Matt McCaw right there.
I'll agree with that, but the Braves do need to calm down as, late in the third quarter, early in the fourth here already. We've seen several, errant passes, and looks like the Braves are straying from the game that, put them ahead early on. And, Paul, if they're going to put this thing away, they're going to have to find that back real quick.
Well, they are playing Mariemont's game right now. That's very apparent, it seems like, Bob. And that's something they can't get away with.
Yeah, I mean, a game that, Indian Hill had the complete control of the momentum in, has kind of leveled off a little bit. Even though Mariemont down by 2, I think right now it's anybody's ball game.
Right now it's Frugia, Eddie ball game, trying to get things under control, round back the net. Just a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. And Indian Hill dishes it off. We got a shot.
Johnson, and that's a goal.
And then he puts it in the back of the net. And just like that, Indian Hill gets back up to 3, and that's exactly what they needed. A goal we haven't seen. About a 7-minute drought for Indian Hill, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered, Bob.
Precision shot from Danny Johnson and a precision pass from Eddie Ferrugia made that goal happen for the Braves, and that's how it's done. I mean,
well, he's a sharpshooter from within 10. I mean, you might as well just duck and cover if you're the goalie because you're not going to stop it.
And that's what makes these games great.
DK, David Kiriakis, taking the face off here. Looks like there's a bit of a soft spot in the dead middle of the field, so they're just going to take it a little to the left, which is understood. Indian Hill's got a brand new turf here. But looks like Alex Cole almost visited that turf, but he still kept his balance. So he stumbled.
It's going to be a penalty.
It's going to be a foul, I believe, yeah.
It's going to be a possession change.
Sure, it looks like Mariemont's going to get the possession out of it.
Not sure what the call was there, Paul. Referees didn't really give much of a signal.
That's okay, Bob. They've always been furtive. Don't let the loud uniforms confuse you. You always say it's a good game. We don't notice the referees.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I can't even see him out there. So.
Guys with a striped shirt, Paul.
Well, I mean, figuratively speaking, Bob. Nevertheless, Indian Hill is going to be back on defense still as Mariemont slowly creeps their way up the field here. As really tries to get momentum. Down 3. A. Cole with the ball. Indian Hill's best defender by far. Kyle Lear launches it into the glove or stick thingy of Franco.
To Will Vollmer.
Vollmer, Indian Hill slowly pushing it up here.
Getting mugged.
Yeah, Vollmer did a nice job to get out of that jump.
Looks like a pretty fair amount of blue shirts out there in comparison to all those white ones. I don't know what's going on.
Well, blue is always easier to see, Bob. It's just to the eye. The color wheel. And you want to count them out for us?
All right, now we're back. We're fine now. At one point, it was about 6-on-3, which didn't make a whole lot of sense from the Indian Hill standpoint. Mathematically, that is 2 defenders per offender.
Mm-hmm. There's always the goalie, too. Looks like number 7 of Mariemont, Stuart Krasinski.
Got the best of Case Kuzno.
Got the best of Case Kuzno for now. Shot by Mike Doran, just a little low.
Tried to lowball him.
He did. That's okay. If I was going to try to lowball him, I'd lowball him early to keep him honest. Almost kind of waste a shot. Here comes Reed Peterson around the back here. Trying to get something going here for this Mariemont team as he straddles the sidelines. Ooh, nice shot. Pass thing there.
Try to behind the backer.
Sure, they try to get cute there, and it almost worked.
Well, when you're down 3 with 8:40 to go in the fourth quarter, I don't know if I'd be getting cute with it. I'd just go for the win.
Mariemont's always been known for their cute style of play, Bob.
Well, I don't know if it's
There's
cute
a
as
shot.
much as it is arrogant and flashy.
There's a shot point blank right on the glove of Kyle Lear.
Oh, nice
took
ball
that shot.
fake.
Well, Indian Hill's known for their ball fakes, Bob. Here comes again Indian Hill. Oh, I smell a goal here. Ooh. Volmer forgot something, but that's okay. Here comes a push up the field. Mariemont's going to try to get something going again. I don't know if they're going to go cute with it or flashy and arrogant, as you'd call it. Here's a shot low. Lear finally finds it. That could have been a disaster. You know, there have been a lot of shots on goal today.
There really
as the
have
11-8 score would be reflective of, but these goalies have really played well, despite letting, 19 goals go into the back of the net.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with the goalie work, by both these teams. I mean, obviously, their goalie, Mariemont, whatever his name is, mullet guy, not having
Randall Williams to the layman, Bob.
Randall Williams. Okay, sorry about that.
Well, just look. That's a good observation. Just looking at the two goalies out here, Kyle Lear and Randall Williams, they probably have the most hair of any two goalies we've seen all year.
Yeah,
which is reflective of their style of play too.
Right.
Even then, it's still 11-8. And
Kyle.
Indian Hill is up.
Kyle maybe having a little bit more hair than Randall Williams. Maybe that's the reason that he's able to save more than Randall is.
Or the Gatorade factor, Bob. Never forget the X factor.
Right. Think they're drinking X Factor?
That's tough to say at this point, Bob. Like we said, we might have the best seat in the house, but not for those kind of observations. I wouldn't rule anything out, though, at this junction of the game.
Get the stat guy on it. Or we could ask athletic director Jill Bruder.
Jill, is she here today?
She is here.
I'm sure she's here.
In full force.
Okay.
Down on the Braves sideline.
As Indian Hill student body gets themselves into a frenzy here. Looks like they're
I think
getting pumped for a loud fourth quarter of play.
Actually going about 4 strong.
No, that's the Mariemont student body section, Bob. Don't let the colors confuse you.
Colorblind.
Sure. Even then, this Indian Hill student section loves their lacrosse, loves coming out even on a rainy day.
I know, down on the fence.
You'd think on a day where the prom and, the rain would scare them away. Don't let that ball fake you. They're here and they want to see some great lacrosse. And right now they haven't been disappointed.
No.
They paid a ducat to see a great lacrosse game, and they're not being disappointed right now. We didn't pay anything, and we're not disappointed because we're seeing a great game and getting to see a first-hand account of just what Gatorade and Powerade can do for respective teams.
Anytime you get to see free lacrosse, I don't think there's a better feeling in the world.
Tell you what, Bob, it's like Christmas in May.
There's Eddie.
Ooh, wow, nice shot. Ooh, nice scoop in.
Tried to get it back around.
They tried to catch the goalie sleeping. However, Williams was all over that, and that's got to be he's got to have upwards of 20 saves today, I think.
Volmer with lightning speed was able to keep possession to the Braves.
He's known for his lightning speed.
That he is.
We call him Zeus. There's Eddie dancing around. Indian Hill's, they're probably not in kill time mode right now, obviously. They just want more goals, and that'll help. Well, Volmer put it on the back of the net. Of course, they're not in kill time mode. They just want more goals, but, dancing around like that's not that bad of an idea.
No, he had that.
Only kills time, so.
He had that one coming to him.
Sure.
And, with 7:21 to go, Mariemont failing to make any sort of attempt to maybe rally here. 4-goal lead, Paul. I think that might have been the icing on the cake.
You'd think that, Bob. In the game of lacrosse, you can never tell.
No, you can't. But you have to look at the the style of play that Mariemont.
The body language, I think, is what
exactly.
you're referring to. The Mariemont student body just exiting the crowd.
I mean, they're hanging their heads. The fan section's gone quiet. I think that they've lost a lot of their momentum, and the Braves will prevail.
It's tough to say at this point. Oh, looks like the same team there. Mariemont guys ran into each other.
Paul, that's exactly what I was talking about.
Sure. Oh, nice lunge there. We got guys diving all over the place here.
Oh,
Mike Morgan hits the deck, and then we see some laundry.
Potential to make something happen with the penalty called, but unable to bring in the pass on behalf of the Braves, and Mariemont will go a man down.
Well, for the next 1 minute, Indian Hill will try to take advantage of being one up.
Every little bit helps, Paul.
Bob, you ever seen any a team go 3 or 4 up before?
Yes.
I wonder if there was a brawl and that was a bit one-sided, and they went 7 up, 8 up. That'd be something I'd really like to see. Just make sure the goalie's battle tested.
Most I ever seen was 2.
Yeah, I guess I could buy that. 2 up. I mean, we saw that in the Dublin-Toyota game last year.
Well, it was coincidentally actually a double penalty, the one that I had seen.
But I think just for the referee's sake, I think that that's just 3 up or 4 up would be just different and give it a nice wrinkle for the fans.
Yeah, not to be confused with the Child's game 7 up.
Yeah. Or the drink, which of course is.
And that's a goal, and that's going to be number 4 for Cole Cousineau.
Cole Cousineau. And right now, like you said, Bob, a 13-8 lead. It's almost like the writing's on the wall. The fat lady is sung. Name your cliche. It's 13-8. Indian Hill's up 5. And right now, it's almost like this game's in the books.
Cole Cousineau playing a fantastic game. For those of you who are not at the game, it's a shame you didn't get to see it. He's playing tremendous. 4 goals already. Paul, the Braves are playing for stats now, and Mariemont's doing nothing less than playing for pride.
Well, the beauty lies in that even if you're not at the game and you can't see it, you can still watch it via public access on your TV.
But to be here and to feel the power and the emotion of the whole game.
You can't have your cake and
it's
eat
second
it too,
to
though,
none.
Bob. Yeah. I mean, if it's our job to display that emotion to the viewing audience, and right now the rain and the chants we're hearing from the crowd, the clapping is terrific. If only you could be here. Here comes Reed Peterson swinging around. Number 11, fresh face Taylor Folan, who we haven't seen much of.
Actually, we've seen none of, and there's probably a reason for that is he loses the ball. But it's going to be a slash on Indian Hill, it looks like.
A lot of penalties, Bob. Looks like these refs are going to call it close. This is a neighborhood game. 2 teams, backdoor rivals, used to play each other.
I think that was a sympathy call.
Well, it could have just been a penalty, Bob, as I say.
There's no such thing.
As a penalty?
It's just a penalty.
Well, don't tell that to the OHSAA's finest. Even though they can't hear us now. Even then, Mariemont's got the ball around. It's 13-8. They're down 5. You almost have to just be just slinging like that every time, shooting for the goal.
Nice save by Kyle Lear.
Sure, this is when
big clear.
This is when you could really pad your stats if you're Indian Hill. You'd want a big win, but guys really love the stats. Chick digs stats, so.
Chicks also dig the long ball.
And the long ball. Well, that's all part of the stats thing.
Kyle on that drive, he not only did he pick up the long ball, but also the stats. So it would be a good night for Kyle.
Good save, sure. Ooh, Cole can't pick that one off. I believe it's going to be off deflected. It's going to be Mariemont ball. Good call there by the ref. He saw that. We could see it from up here, too. So Mariemont's passing it in. 5:30 left here in the fourth quarter. Indian Hill up 13-8. Mariemont just basically in desperation mode, just trying to basically get a goal every time they're down, Bob.
Mariemont coaches here. I don't know if they actually have a solution to for the problem that their Warriors are facing right now.
Well, in all honesty, though, last year I remember the Indian Hill lacrosse team took Mariemont out to the woodshed to the tone of 17-2, I believe, and that was down at their own turf.
Right.
So, I mean, to this, there's no such thing really as a moral victory, but there's losses and there's losses that feel a little bit better. Knowing that you only lose 5 or whatever the score ends up being to an Indian Hill team like this, it shows your program's advancing.
Right, that's true.
Down in the farm leagues, the minor leagues, the AAA Binghamton, AA Chattanooga, what have you. You've got plenty of other prospects down there that'll come up and make an impact in your program in the near future.
But it's got to be hard.
As number 11 hits the deck, and they're going to call a foul there. So that's going to be.
What's the call?
Bob? Looks like they're going to call pushing. Well, there goes number Danny Johnson, whose wiry figure is called for pushing over a man who's twice as big as him. Not to be confused as getting tripped up by himself. Nevertheless, when you've 4:50 left here in the fourth quarter.
That's a lame call.
Sure. Indian Hill getting some more fresh faces on here, and why not? It's a game where it's good to get some fresh faces on.
Last home game of the year, isn't it, Paul?
I believe so, Bob. And, that's why these fans have all come out.
Alex Cole finally getting that deflection.
And it looks like Perrin's scrambling for it. Everybody's going to scramble for it here. This could be a train wreck. It had the makings of it, Bob.
It certainly did.
We get some real screaming down there.
Ooh,
they find the seam in Lear's zone.
Snuck and that in there.
Yeah, sure. Right through the wickets it goes to the tune of one more goal for Mariemont, and it's 13-9. So, we've been talking about how this game is moral victory, what have you, but, there's still 4 goals down with 4:25 left, a goal per minute, and, you could have one of those things.
I'm not worried about it, Paul.
You don't look worried, Bob.
That was a cheap ticky-tack goal that Mariemont was able to pick up there. Like we said, that's that pride goal.
It's one of those ticky-tack goals. I see those all the time.
I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Well, those knick-knack goals, sure.
Tic-tac, knick-knack.
Paddywhack, sure. Here comes number 10, Cole Cousineau. He didn't really lose the face-off there, but you'd have to think at this point that fatigue would almost have to be setting in.
Oh!
The power gel shots are kind of, losing effect.
He's so good at what he does.
There's so much laundry in the field. Matt doesn't care.
Matt McCall.
He's going to take it himself.
To Will Vollmer.
He dishes it off. That's going to be a goal. We got a goal here. It's going to be a goal. I mean, ow!
Come on!
I went bold prediction on that one. I came up empty. Nonetheless, still a nice series of passes and swim moves by Matt McCall and dishing it off, which was a real treat for the crowd.
Did you see the little after the whistle loving there that Eddie Ferrugia just received from the Polish kid Stuart Krasinski?
Well, that's one of those things. As we get 00 Scott Roberts coming on.
That's one of those things. Keep the gloves up.
That's
Come on,
one of
keep
those
it even.
normal numbers. That's one of those things where you don't have to keep the gloves up when the guys in the zebra shirts.
That's one of those things that just rubs me the wrong way, Paul. I love this game, and but when the whistle, you got to respect the rules of the game, and he obviously not doing that.
We won't name names though, so.
Oh, I don't mind.
Eddie
will get his revenge.
No, he's fine. I mean, usually it's just a quick swift to the scoreboard that takes care of that. So.
Yeah, the Italian stallion.
Eddie Ferrugia, swinging around. Hill's probably in four corners mode here, just in killing time.
And that's going to be a very high
Do we have a
pass.
kick here? No. Okay. Ooh, a scoop pass, sure.
I like that.
The shovel pass. Well, they work on that all the time, Bob.
Matt McCall. I don't think we've seen Matt take a shot today, have we?
I don't believe so.
I don't know what that was.
I think he was trying to just pass it in and thought maybe Williams was his teammate or something. Well, there's Lear out of the box.
Lear.
A. Cole.
Over to Alex Cole.
I'd like to see A. Cole take one himself here.
I wouldn't mind. He had an opportunity earlier to maybe put one away.
What happened to the opportunity, Bob?
He threw it away.
Yep.
Not a knock on his game, but he made a pass, and Indian Hill was unable to convert.
Well, I mean, if everybody converted every opportunity, I mean, hey, it'd be one nullified game, you know what I mean?
Or be one good team.
Well, yeah, that too. Here comes number 11. Mariemont puts it in the back of the goal, and Taylor Fullen, just like that. Mariemont has a sign of life, just under 3 minutes left, just a 3-goal deficit, and just like that, we've got ourselves back to a game, and now Indian Hill looks a little worried.
Looked like a breakdown on the Indian Hill defensive side. Kind of hung Kyle Lear out to dry, I should say.
On a day like this, that's not a bad idea.
No. Kyle looking like he's making some corrections with his defenders.
It looks like that's one of Indian Hill's younger players. A. Cole, obviously not one of them, but they're trying to. Somebody missed an assignment there, or somebody did another assignment, and it's good to get those. Those are one of those mistakes that you're not glad you made, but you want to make sure you fix them for the near future when you play a good team, such as in the tournament, a Dublin Scioto, et cetera, et cetera.
I couldn't agree with you more, Paul.
Yeah, that's always the case, isn't it, Bob?
Case Cousineau, brother of Cole Cousineau.
Sure. Well, that's one family relation we definitely know. That's a relative we know of. We got that down in stone.
DNA test is still out on.
Not a lot of guys.
On Robbie
Here
Lewis.
Comes Eddie Ferrugia swinging around, I believe.
Is that Eddie with the ball?
I think
no,
so.
He's just trying to make
okay, I was going to say, because he wasn't getting much defense. They might want to color the ball. It wouldn't be a bad idea to color the ball.
Mike Doran,
go! From a long time away, sure. Yeah, I was thinking about coloring the ball, It'd be easier to see.
It was yellow?
Yeah, well, I mean, just the eye picks it up. The tennis courts, they bit the bull and went with purple courts in the ATP Tour, I believe, 2 years ago or so, and it's easier to pick up there. And, I mean, it's instead of dyeing the entire field, I mean, I don't know, a blue ball, a black ball, what have you.
I don't think blue ball would work.
Well, it depends, Bob. It depends what your eyes pick up.
Softball, they use it fluorescent yellow.
Yeah, that's kind of cheesy, though. I don't know if we want to go with that. And, on a sunny day, too. I mean, he plays the devil advocate. I mean, sure.
Nonetheless, though, that was actually, in fact, we got lost in the heat of the ball coloration, and I didn't realize that that's actually Mike Dorn's third goal in the game.
And he also Dorn has 3, Cousineau has 4. There comes Laundry on DK. It looks like he did like a behind-the-back swing thing with his stick there, which was pretty interesting. I don't know if he picked him off, though, or the Mariemont guy just bit the dust. Even then, he's going to spend some time in the boo-boo box for his actions.
That'll be a minute for him.
A very long minute, it always is.
Now with a minute 54 left. Kind of not a big deal.
Well, it is to me, Bob.
Well, most of them are, Paul.
Here comes across the middle. Indian Hill picks it off. So it's going to be Acole.
Here comes Acole.
He'll shift it up.
Nope. Yeah. Unselfishly, once again.
Well, he's looking to kill time. He doesn't want a goal. Mike Doran playing with the neck of his stick. Who's got it? Call in the air. And it's going to be, oh, wow, yeah. You can see that coming. The ball is loose and the goalie is out, but Mariemont still picks it up with just under a minute 30 left here to play.
It was quite obvious Mariemont did not want to give up a goal there.
Well, I mean, why would they?
They played smothering defense on that drive.
Well, this is the kind of time where you got to watch out. Guys getting injuries. A lot of all-out play, ferocious play. Guys just going free with it.
Kyle Lear out of the goal.
Probably just going to chuck this deep here, or not.
Oh, yeah, big hit. And that's not a penalty. I don't understand it.
I don't really understand what's a penalty and what's not a penalty. So, I mean, that's one of those things.
Well, it's supposed to.
And there's a goal there, which is, at this point, almost academic with 55 seconds left.
It's supposed to be 5 yards.
5-yard running kind of deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was much more than 5 yards.
Yeah, they probably just didn't feel like calling anything, Bob.
Well, of course they didn't. Some angry parents on the Indian Hill side.
Most likely that of Franco, who visited the turf on that last play.
Didn't really seem to faze him as he felt as if a mosquito had almost bit him.
Or a cicada, Bob. 'Tis the season.
They're going to be out.
Well, if I hear one more thing about the cicadas, I'm going to go nuts.
They're out.
People are still talking about it. They're giving giveaways. We should have IHTN like cicada giveaway. Yeah.
Hopefully Cole can pick
anybody
up
with an ant farm
here.
Gets in for 10% off.
Oh, that's a mugging. Where's the foul?
That was kind of weird looking. This is when, like I just said about a minute ago, this is when things really get interesting. That final minute. We're gonna have.
Now we're gonna have some words said.
Looks like some laundry here. Well, that's only to be expected. I mean, when the guys go down like that in that barrage of just mass destruction, bodies flying everywhere, I mean, you have to think some laundry is called on somebody.
Looks like unsportsmanlike conduct.
Safety. Referee's going to go and say some stuff.
Definitely some unhappy parents in the Indian Hill section, and rightfully so.
Sure.
This will be the second game in the row for the Braves where they have, as we said, had the short end of the stick as far as the officiating goes.
To be honest with you, Bob, though, the officiating here has been pretty darn good, I'd say. OHSAA brought their A team today, and
but they're not. They're not calling it both ways.
No,
I don't care.
I disagree, Bob. There's been plenty of times.
You're seeing the same game I am, and they are definitely not calling it the same for Mariemont and Indian.
There's been no one big obvious call where it's really deciphered whether or not the game would be won or lost, or whether or not Mariemont would be this close or that close. I mean, there's going to be calls that don't go your way or what have you, but I think right now this game is under control. The referees have done a good job consulting with each other, and although they've been furtive in most of their calls, I think this game was won by Indian Hill because Indian Hill just beat Mariemont, and the referees had little or no impact.
Yeah, and they do say, if you're a great team, that the referees won't cost you the game, and obviously in this case it's not going to do that. The Braves able to win just because they were a superior team, but maybe if they played a team that was a little bit more equal to them, this game could have been a little bit closer. The score could be slightly different, but at the same time, Paul, look at it. It's 14-11. Yeah, but the Braves have dominated this game a lot more than the score shows. But due to all the penalties, Mariemont able to get a few goals that, on a couple of man downs that may not have actually happened.
45 seconds left. 45 seconds left here in the fourth quarter of play. Indian Hill up 14-11. And it looks like Reed Peterson's going to shoot it wide of the goal. And Indian Hill is going to try to get, they'll have the possession here and try to kill the last 40 seconds or so left of this game. They go ahead and ice this one and go home and start thinking about prom.
Mm-hmm. That's fair to think.
Mike Doran can't pick it up. It's going to go into the stick of number 25, Mitchell Fry of Mariemont. And Mariemont's going to have one last final push here, it looks like, with about 20 seconds left. And Hill's going to get it up. Right now, I just launch it long.
And what happens here is kind of irrelevant. Adam Tolliver, though, not really running that hard.
This game, by no means, was irrelevant. Indian Hill came in here at the very beginning, played fire-up ball at the first 5 seconds. Indian Hill put a goal in. And
2. Ferrugia let the clock die.
And just like that, Indian Hill picked up a big win against the Mariemont team that brought a physical play. And just like that, Bob, Indian Hill is back on the winning side of the scoreboard and has momentum going into their next game. Well, from Tomahawk Stadium, it's been a wedded one. It's been a dandy. It's been a great game to watch. I'm Paul Neihart alongside Bobby Schmidt. We'll see you next time on the Indian Hill Television Network. Take it easy, everybody.